And we are live. India versus Pakistan, Chapter 2 in the Emerging Asia Cup. Already Super Sunday has lived up to the hype. But before I come to why Super Sunday has already been super for Indian fans, let me tell you that the India versus Pakistan toss has happened. India have won the toss and they will bowl at the R. Premadasa Stadium. Now, very important that in the initial encounter that they had between India and Pakistan, India were actually given a gift by Pakistan. Pakistan decided to bat first, bowled out for a low total, and India chased it down very, very easily. Here, India have won the toss and they have made the right decision, bowling first against Pakistan.
I think the it's going to be an interesting day, Sadat, because the two best team of the tournament have reached the final. At one point, we thought maybe that may not be the case with the India almost missing out, but then I think they fought back tremendously well in that semi-final to defend that low total 211, if I'm not mistaken. They defended that, and from there they made the final. What's really interesting is, I mean, just to set up the context, one, the two best team have made it to the final. The other, of course, it's India versus Pakistan. Even if they were not the two best team, if they were playing a match, it would have that kind of excitement. And I think the third thing, which is really interesting to watch out for, it is in the semi-finals that we saw. India always been a side that have had a strong batting lineup, and Pakistan always been a side that has a strong bowling lineup. In the semi-final, we saw the different facets of these teams really come to the fore. For example, it was Pakistan that scored big against Sri Lanka to make it to the final, which tells you that apart from their good bowling, which boasts of a couple of internationals as well. It's their batting also that came good in the semi-final, which wasn't the case against India. So I think that's the confidence that they would need now in the final. For India, it's always been their batting that's done well. But I think and not to say that the two bowlers, for example, Manav Sutar and Hangarekar have been the two standout bowlers. Nishant Sindhu also the last time around we saw. But I still thought that it was their batting, led by the captain Yash Dhul, which was their stronger suit. For India to have done what they did in the semi-final, where their bowling defended a low total, now tells you that the bowling's also, at par with their strong batting lineup. So it's good to see traditionally strong bowling lineup, their batting doing well in the semis coming there. Traditionally a very good batting lineup, their bowling doing well and coming. So it's actually been contrasting. You would have expected Pakistan to have reached the final the way India did in that semi-final, and India to have reached the final the way Pakistan did. So,
Yes.
the roles were reversed. It's interesting. And that's why I'm saying the final is going to be a good one. I hear from the Pakistan camp, Babar Azam gave the youngsters a pep talk before the big game. So he's really, charged them up. It would have meant a lot for the Pakistan team to have got that pep talk from their, at the moment, a legend as well as captain of their national team to have given him that pep talk. So after that, going into the final, I think it's going to be an interesting battle. But I think I'd still give the edge to India, considering, India have been unbeaten in this tournament so far. Pakistan have
Yes.
just lost that one game, and that came against this Indian team. So with that in
Yeah.
mind, and I think the one batting collapse they had to have happened in the semi-final. I don't think it'll happen two games in a row for India.
Yeah, but then Pakistan's batting actually came good in the semi-final because they played at a different venue. It was Pisa,
Yeah.
where the pitch was much better to bat on. And here, you've seen in the Premadasa what happens when you start initially. It's very difficult to score. 1 second. Yeah. So what has happened in this is the problem is that it becomes difficult to bat. You need discipline. Pakistan didn't show the discipline in the game against India, and that is why now we are seeing that. So that is why what has happened is I am getting a call from Shivam. I don't know why. So the problem is India actually were bailed out by Yash Dhul in the game against Pakistan. He showed that discipline, and that is the reason why we are going to see a cracking contest today because Pakistan would have learned the lessons from that semi-final. Different semi-final venue, agreed, but India got the experience playing a lot more at the Premadas. That's why big advantage to in India in this emerging.
And I also think that the fact that India have decided to be chasing is kind of something that works to their advantage. They did that really well against the Pakistan team. They got out Pakistan earlier. I'm talking about the round robin game that they had. They got them out pretty early, and then you had a scenario where you thought that maybe Pakistan will come back firing because of the bowlers that they have in Mohammad Wasim as well as Dahani. So you thought, two really experienced bowler would put India in a lot of trouble. That wasn't to be, because then you saw the Indian bowlers really do well. I'm just going to run our viewers through with the batting 11 of both teams. So India are unchanged at the moment, the same 11 that we saw in the semi-final. You've got the same 11. You've got Sai Sudarshan, Abhishek Sharma, Nitin Jose, Yashtul, of course, the captain.
Yep.
Riyan Parag is also there. Nishant Sindhu, Dhruv Jurel, the wicketkeeper. Manav Sutar, the bowler really to watch out for. Yuvraj Singh Dodia, the off spinner, bowled really well in that semi-final. Harshit Rana has been bowling very well. A lot of our viewers would be
Yep.
familiar with his name, having seen him in the IPL. And then you have Rajavardhan Hangarekar, who was part of the CSK squad, got a couple of games in the IPL. Was part of that under 19 team earlier as well. A bit of controversy around him with regards to his age, but now with him throughout this tournament, if you take a look at it, he's been outstanding. I think you've turned that thing
Yeah.
on again.